Hello and welcome to today's Just Chopsing Podcast. I haven't got my teeth in properly today. And we are with a couple of guys from a band called Quill. We're with Bevan and Joy Strachan-brain. That sounds very Scottish, actually.
It is. Yeah.
It is Scottish, is it? Oh.
Dad's from Dundee, or was. Sadly, he's no longer here. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking earlier on, I thought that sounds very Scottish. So, But how are you, pair?
We're good, thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're doing good, thank you. Yeah, we're getting through all this nonsense with the COVID, and I think we're on the attack now, doing things.
Yeah. I know you're on the up, as I say.
We're doing gigs, which is great. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just want to wish you happy birthday for last week, Bev.
Thank you.
Because we were supposed to have you on Thursday, but it was your birthday, so.
Yeah, it's lovely on Facebook and stuff. Oh wow, so many hundreds of happy birthdays. It was lovely. So if anybody who's done that is listening, thank you again. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Nice. And you've had snow up there. I've seen the Facebook post that you put on where you were, I think it was a golden retriever.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So you've had snow then. We haven't had snow.
And it was very cold. It stayed for a couple of days. It's cleared completely today. So
Yeah.
but it was lovely while it lasted, looking out the window.
Yeah.
It's
Nice.
all right when you haven't got to be anywhere, isn't it?
That's it. Yeah.
Do you have no snow?
No, nothing at all. We just had very, very high winds down here in South Wales. So I've had a roof tile dislodged, and we've had 3 days of I'm a celebrity, get me out here off because they couldn't hear it because of the winds in the castle.
My word. Well, we had the same. We lived down quite a long drive, and there was a tree across. You couldn't get back from a gig, could you?
I did a gig 4 nights ago, with Jasper Carrot Stand Up and Rock.
Oh, cool.
I'd driven all the way from Grimsby, and I'd say our drive we live in like a part of a stately home, and it's half a mile long. Got to the top of the drive at about 1:30 in the morning, pretty tired, ready for bed, and there's a tree that just come crashing down right across the drive. So I had to get my bag out of the car, no torch, of course, you might guess.
Pitch black,
wind howling, and walk the half mile
Yeah.
in my summer shoes down back to the house. But yeah,
Down to Crinkly Bottom, was it?
Pardon?
Down to Crinkly Bottom.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I was going to say David's always got high winds, so there's nothing new for him.
Oh.
But we never had any snow over here either. It hasn't come over yet, so.
Your motif behind you
Yes.
looks a lot like our friend Roy Wood.
No, well, no, not really. That's me.
Oh, yeah.
That's me.
Yeah. I know,
David.
It's good. I like it.
It's great.
Yeah, my girlfriend designed it.
That's lovely.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I'll tell you, are you the first person to mention? What do you think, Dave? Oh no, somebody else mentioned it before, didn't they?
Yeah.
King Voodoo, yeah.
Yeah. I think they thought it might have been your passport photo or something.
All right then, guys. So Quill, what's happening with Quill? You got a new album out called Riding Rainbows.
That's it. Yes, very exciting.
When did that come out?
It's been a labour of love, and it's got us through lockdown. It really, because the whole thing has been done through lockdown.
Okay.
And it's really helped us hugely, because we've got our own studio in Tamworth, which is about 10 mile away, I guess, I suppose. But we were able to go into the studio, and we did some recording here at home. But it was a long process, but it's come out great, and we're really so pleased with this album. Yeah.
I see you got lots of special guests.
Yeah, that's been a thrill, for me especially, because they're friends of Bev's, but I hadn't met them. And through this, of course, we've done Zooms like this and put little videos together, even though they're like Chris was in Lithuania, I think, when he was recording his, Chris Norman.
Yeah.
So it's been a real thrill for me to be singing with these guys, and John Lodge from the Moody Blues putting bass on one of the tracks.
Yeah, lovely bass parts. And then And if I want to go back furthest with would be Andy Fairweather Low.
Yeah.
Because way back in 68, when I was with The Move, we did a very long British tour with The Move, Jimi Hendrix, Pink Floyd, and Amen Corner. And Andy Fairweather Low was lead singer with Amen Corner.
Yeah, yeah.
So after all these years, we're back together, which is lovely. Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't do tours like that anymore, do they? I mean, what a tour that must have been.
Yeah, I saw that poster earlier today, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was looking up something and I came across that poster and I think I saw you, Bev, talking about it, like, yeah, they don't put acts together like that anymore, you know?
Well, I think that was maybe the last great British package tour. I mean, the nice one as well, and a band called Heir Apparent. Henry McCulloch went on to being Wings. And it was fabulous, but I think promoters realised that they were paying like 6 or 7 bands to do a show.
Yeah.
And they realised they could still fill the place with just one band. So, you know, why bother?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was fun when it lasted. It really was.
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, the evil power of money, I guess.
Yes.
You know.
Well, I remember going to see, the first time I ever saw the Beatles was at I think it was the Birmingham Odeon, and they were third on the bill. And it was, two American rock singers, Tommy Rowe, I think, and it was ludicrous, really, that the Beatles would be that. And they stole the show, of course.
Well, they worked hard, didn't they, in the early days?
Chris Montez, that was who he was, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's dance.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, another track like you said it, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they did work hard, all the Germany circuit and everything, which you did some of as well.
Yeah, I did the German circuit on that 65, even before the move, with a band called Carl Wayne and the Vikings, and we did that horrendous German circuit, which loads of bands did, including the Beatles, of course. And you literally played, I haven't really quite got over it. You had to do 7 45-minute spots a night in the weekdays. And then at the weekends, we did 10 45-minute spots a day. It was like slave labour, what it was.
I don't know how the singer managed. I mean, a singer to go on that long.
Yeah, that was Carl Wayne, and
I know.
very powerful voice, and he seemed to get through it okay.
That's incredible, isn't it?
That
was the other side of the wall as well, I guess, was it?
Yeah.
It was up, yeah.
Well, we did Cologne and Dusseldorf. I remember, but that's what happened for years. You know, the Beatles were there in 60, 61, something like that. When I did it, it was 65. But it was, they certainly wanted their...
Pound of flesh.
Deutschmark worth.
Wow.
Deutschmark, yeah.
Yeah, they want their Deutschmark worth out of you guys, yeah.
Yeah, was it true you had to spend the money over there because the Deutschmark was worth so little that when you came back it wasn't worth anything?
Well, that's one of...
That happened to me because I played in East Germany with Quill when we first started, about 72.
Yeah.
And this agent suggested we go over to East Germany, and great, wanted a gig, but we hadn't got a van, so they said they'd pay us enough in sterling for us to be able to buy our van, and the rest they'd paid us in Deutschmark, so we just had to spend it when we were there.
Yeah.
And of course, so what we did, we were tipping everybody really well, so we were very popular with all the waiters and hotel staff and everything. But once again, a great experience because we were playing in great big auditoriums where Hitler used to have his speeches. So it was a real, for me, massive gig, so young when we just started.
Yeah, that's good. That is cool, man.
Because I've seen a few different bands with the names Quill. I nearly said it wrong again then. Quill. Did you have a song called I Spent the Rent? Was that you guys?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, it was, okay.
We first started, very, very first started. We've had many lineups because obviously the band's been going, a long time, so I'd say since about 72, 73. So over the years, I'm the only original member left.
Okay.
We do have a lovely young lady. Well, she's not quite so young anymore, but
Sounds young to me.
yes, called Kate McWilliam, and she's been with us about 24 years. So that's quite she's done a good apprenticeship there, you know.
Yeah.
But yes, many lineups. But there is a very heavy rock band called Quill, I believe.
American band, I think.
Yeah,
they call
it mixed up the pictures. So when I went on Google and I was doing a bit of research, I could see they had that band. I think they were from 67 to 70. I was saying to Terry, I think they were in New England in the States. But next to it is a picture of you guys, and I was like, "Oh, hang on a minute." So I was saying to Terry, I get confused here. So I jumped on a few other websites then to decipher what was going on. But Google's not my friend.
I think that band
that
actually
was their
played
claim to fame.
Woodstock.
It was, yeah.
People say to us, "Did you not say no? I wasn't going then." But
a bit late for Woodstock, I guess.
Yeah.
When was Woodstock? 69, was it?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, I'm with the move. I played the very first Isle of Wight festival.
Okay, cool.
Jefferson Airplane were like headliners, but we were on that, and at the time it wasn't any kind of big deal, but because it developed into a massive one. Yeah.
I used to love the move. I mean, I think they're a really underappreciated band, to be honest.
Yeah, I think the move are a bit underrated, to be honest.
They were definitely underrated. I just think they were underappreciated. I mean, you had some great musicians in there, including yourself, you know.
It was a great band to play in. It was the five of us, the original 5-piece lineup of the move. We rehearsed so much, and we worked almost every night, 66, 67, 68, touring all over Britain and Europe. And we were such a great tight band. And even listening back to live recordings, there's loads of live ones from the BBC that have now been released on CD and whatever. We really...
They're fantastic.
It sounds great listening back.
Don't date at all either. And the harmonies were the thing that, when I listen to it again, the band is so tight as musicians, but the harmonies were great. And when you think that Trevor and Ace were so young as well when they started, I think Trevor was only 16.
17 when he joined the move. Yeah, the harmonies, and it was a very quite athletic sort of stage show. The guys really moved around at all these sort of Motown dance steps, and then back to the mic and these 4, sometimes even 5-part harmonies going on. It was. I think we did the first, not the first. We did the Windsor Jazz and Blues Festival in '66. That the same day that England won the World Cup.
Oh, never.
Because I remember watching that and then doing the gig.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it was a 3-day event, but the national paper, the music papers, gave us great reviews and said that we stole the show. And the fact that the Who were on was something else,
Yeah.
That had me and Keith Moon having a good time together. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, you had 2 great singers. I mean, with Carl and Roy as well. I think their vocals were very similar.
Yeah.
If you listen back to it.
Roy's he's got that higher.
Yeah, a bit of higher pitch. Yeah.
But Carl Wayne had a fantastic
brilliant
vocal
voice.
range. Singer. Yeah. He really was a great singer. He should have been. And he finally left the move in about 69, I think, to embark on a solo career. And he really should have been huge.
As like a crooner, sort of.
Yeah, I mean, he was so much better than people like Engelbert at the time,
Yeah.
But he never made it really as a solo artist, and he went into theatre, West End theatre stuff, and of course, sadly, died many years ago. Tragedy.
Quite young.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Roy was probably the main songwriter, was he?
Yeah, absolutely. And wow, what songs, but he wasn't that prolific, Roy. It took him a while to, he wrote a song and we had to sort of drag the songs out of him.
Yeah.
And that's why, like on the first album, there's I think there's half a dozen Roy Wood songs, but there's half a dozen covers because we just didn't have enough Roy Wood originals. But wow, the songs he's written, you know, I mean, Blackberry Way and
Yeah, the songs are amazing. I mean,
I Can Hear the Grass Grow. I love that song.
Yeah.
And even more commercial stuff like California Man, Fire Brigade.
It's fabulous, aren't they?
Quality
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favourite Move song then?
I think my favourite Move record, certainly my favourite single is I Can Hear the Grass Grow.
Okay.
Because I like the way I play on it, the drummers.
Yeah.
And it features everybody in the band. There's like 4 singers all taking bits on it, which is great.
Well, in our live show now with Quill, we pay homage really to a lot of Bev's past, as well as doing the Riding Rainbows tracks and some other stuff of our own. We do some Move and some ELO and some Black Sabbath, and I love doing Grass Grow because it, as you say, it does feature all the different voices, you know?
Yeah. And so we do, for my time with Black Sabbath, we do a version of Heaven and Hell with Quill, which, going back to the old Quill days, which now looks upon as a bit of a sort of a folky country rock band.
Folky rock.
And you know, Quill playing Black Sabbath, are you mad? But I'll tell you what, it goes down a storm.
Our audiences love it, don't they?
Absolutely.
But we have got 2 drummers. I don't know if you know. We've got Bev, but we've also got Andy Edwards, who was with Robert Plant for a while.
Okay.
And the 2 of them together, I mean, they do this battle on stage in Heaven and Hell where Bev starts off on the drums, Andy on percussion, and they swap over during the song, and it's just it really is really fantastic.
Yeah, it's very visual, and me and Andy love it. It's just like a drum battle. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's good.
So then, obviously after the Move, I mean, you started ELO with Roy again.
Yeah.
And Jeff.
Yeah,
Jeff
well, I mean, that was when Jeff joined the Move, but only on he didn't want to join the Move at all.
Yeah.
But we had 1 Move album left to make, and he agreed because of the contract, and we were being well paid for these last Move albums, and the last Move album basically paid for the recording of the first ELO album. Okay. And as it turned out, the last Move album, Message from the Country, was fun, you know, and we enjoyed it, but it had no sort of concept, and it was just fun to make.
Yeah.
I even did like a Johnny Cash parody on it. So we didn't take it that seriously. But we just wanted to form this new band, which was called Electric Light Orchestra. We never called it ELO at all. It was called Electric Light Orchestra.
Yeah.
So
it is a bit of a mouthful, and of course it got shortened to ELO.
Yeah, where did the name come from then?
To the best of my remembrance, it was Woody Roy Wood thought of that name. But there was at the time, my friend Jasper Carrott was running a folk club in Solihull, and he used to book a band called the Pigsty Hill Light Orchestra, or something like that. And so I don't know whether Roy got his idea from there, but we were paying homage to the Beatles as well, because we loved what they'd done in the studio with cellos and violins and whatever. And we took it a step further and tried to do it on stage, which was tricky, to say the least.
Yeah. I mean, this is a question I want to ask you. Was Roy quite introverted or not? Or is he? He's not dead yet. But is he quite an introvert?
Yes, he probably is, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, we still keep in touch. And in fact, only last night he did a show with Alfie Bow, which is great. I'm glad that he's finally got back on stage after nearly 2 years. But he is quite introvert. On stage, he says very little. You know, he just acknowledges the crowd, does his double thumbs up, which is like his trademark. But he's not chatty at all.
Yeah.
And Jeff Lynne is much the same, I must say.
And that was my next question.
They let the music do the talking, really. They're not. I ended up with ELO because Jeff, he was a genius, really, and he was creating all these great songs, and that's what he wanted to do. He was always writing songs. He was always in the studio, and we were asked to do so many, especially in America, like interview tours going around America, just going to one radio station after the next, half 6 a day. And I used to do that because Jeff was not interested. We even did was the top American TV music show called Midnight Special. Yeah. And we hosted that. And even on that, I did all the chat. I mean, it should have been Jeff, his songs, but he wasn't comfortable doing it, so I took over, really.
Yeah. I was gonna, before we went into, I was gonna ask you about Jeff as well, and I was gonna ask you how you actually fitted them together then, because you've got two sort of shy guys in the group that are pretty much geniuses when it comes to songwriting, and then you've got you in the middle, banging on the drums, as if it's like a heartbeat screaming to get out between these two guys,
Yeah, and Richard Tandy, we must never forget Richard Tandy, a keyboard player who was another introvert and said very little.
Yeah.
So on stage, these guys don't want to talk on a mic. So.
Well, not only on stage, I mean off stage also.
Yeah, and then, another genius I've worked with is Tony Iommi in Black Sabbath, and to the best of my knowledge, he has never spoken a word on stage.
Okay.
Ever in like 50 odd years, he's never.
I've never given him a microphone.
He goes near a mic. He just
cool.
He's very cool, and he just does his devil's sign with his two fingers and a little smile to the crowd. He's Mr. Cool.
He is Mr. Cool. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, amazing. That's really good, isn't it? It's like, it's such a strange combination of people, then, But like you said, lyrical and musical geniuses.
Yeah, well, it's my privilege to work with them all.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah. So I did hear something on an interview today that Hank, I'll just call him Hank Marvin because I can't be bothered to put the B in the middle. Hank B. Marvin, if you like.
Yeah.
From the Shadows, was going to join. Who was he going to join?
I think it was that. The Move are quite famous.
Yeah, the Move,
listen to this stuff, really. And I think we did ask Hank Marvin. When we were growing up as kids, the Shadows were the band.
Yeah.
They really were. In fact, and this year, change the subject slightly, I played on a charity single called Let There Be Drums with about, I think, 30 drummers were on the track. So we all only played about 20 seconds each, every drummer that's on it. But next to me on the record is Brian Bennett. So that was like a thrill for me because he was my sort of British hero drummer when I was still at school, really. So, and going back to Hank Marvin, we did ask him, but we knew that he'd say no. But he made all the front pages of the music papers.
Advertising, promotion.
Yeah,
that's it. It was a bit of marketing genius, I guess. But are you interested in other drummers, Bev?
Of course, yeah. Probably the one I'm kind of miss is John Bonham.
Yeah.
Because we were good pals, and when I was with Denny Lane, the Diplomats, and even the beginning of the Move, John, I was, and Birmingham scene had literally hundreds of groups, really, the West Midlands, hundreds of them. And I was known as the loudest. I would say I was known as the best, hopefully, but certainly the loudest drummer in the West Midlands.
Okay.
And then John Bonham used to come and watch me, and he'd steal some ideas off me. And then within a year, he became the loudest drummer. And I used to go and watch him and try and do what he was doing. He was an extraordinary drummer. Robert Plant, who's also a good friend of ours, has never got over losing John.
Yeah.
He was an extraordinary drummer and great company. Yeah, good pal.
Yeah.
And he died in 1980, which is
Was it that long ago? Flipping heck.
absurd. Yeah.
But you've also got an autobiography then called Let There Be Drums.
I'm right.
Is it not finished yet?
I'm writing it, and it is. It's going slowly, shall we say?
Okay.
And I think I'm going to have to split it into 2 parts because I think I'm up to about close to 200 pages. I'm only up to 1969.
Oh.
So I think there's a way to go. So I think we'll have Let There Be Drums Part 1, and then
Pick it up
in a couple of years, Let There Be Drums Part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Split it up.
You're to the end of the move, just as the yellow starts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how old were you when you started playing drums then?
I was about 15.
Okay.
At school, just formed a school band, like hundreds of other people did at the same time.
Yeah.
And actually, well, the long story is, we decided to form a group which we called Rocking Ronnie and the Renegades. Great names back then. And I just wanted to play drums, and I don't know why. And I just said, I want to play drums with my pals at school. And I asked my mum, so I need like £35 for this drum kit that I've seen in Birmingham. This Broadway silver sparkle drum kit. And that was a fortune. And we weren't wealthy at all. And my mum said yes. And I thought, wow, didn't expect that. And so I bought this drum kit. I remember bringing it back home on the bus and all that. And my dad had died when I was 10 years old, so I never really got to know him that well. And no one taught me how to play or anything, but I seemed to know what to do, or at least the fundamentals. And it was only after about a year of playing in this little school band that my mum told me that my dad was a drummer.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that. And he was, during the wartime years, he had a little trio called the Bevan Dance Trio. And his real name was Charles Thomas Bevan, but everyone knew him as Bev. And that's why the trio was called Bevan Trio. And that's even how I got my name.
What's your real name then?
My real name's Beverly.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Tony or something then.
No. It was Beverly Bevan, and I grew up in a rough area of Birmingham in the 60s. So I was a boy named Sue.
Yeah, I told David your name was Beverly. So.
Yeah.
But what about you then, Joy? Can you play any instruments or?
No, I can't. I did pick up the guitar a little, had a go at guitar, but no, I just stuck to singing really. What I really wanted to do when I was at school, I wanted to become an actress.
Okay.
So great plans of going to RADA or drama school, and then got in a school band, a little bit like Bev, and then started to really enjoy that, and then came to the time to leave school and wanted to carry on. And so, yeah, I just stuck to the singing, but I love performing. Yeah. And then I tried again later in life to pick up the guitar, but I'd started writing a little bit then, and I thought, well, while I'm trying to learn a few chords, there's so many great guitarists, just stick to the songwriting.
We've got such a wonderful guitarist in our band.
Oh, he's fabulous.
Lee Evans is extraordinarily talented musician.
Great guitarist, but great musician in general. Plays lots of instruments. And we do the lyrics and some of the melodies, but Lee does all the actual backing to the songs. And of course, then the band will take, get their instruments, and it becomes what it is. Yeah,
and that's what made the album. It did take a long time because everyone had to fly in their parts separately because we weren't allowed to be together.
Yeah.
But it got a great producer, Alan Caves, who spent many years on the road with UB40 as their sound man. And he's done an extraordinary job putting it all together, and has made this, and it's a labour of love because he he works harder than any of us, I
I
think.
think he does, yeah.
But he spent so much time in his studio putting it all together, and he's done an amazing job. The album sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Who's done the artwork? Because that's pretty cool as well.
Well, that's my stepdaughter, Jenna.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, she's always been quite artistic, and we said she fancy having a go at doing the artwork. Oh, I'd love to have a go. And when we told her the title, she came up with that, and we were really thrilled because I sometimes wear a top hat on stage, so she got the hat on the horse, and it's very bright and colourful. And then, of course, all the graphics and all the booklet and everything was by Lee's wife, Nikki Evans.
Okay.
She's in all the graphics. So it's very family, homespun, everyone involved. The photographs were Lee's sister, did all the photographs, and
Actually, a lot of people have picked up on the artwork. And they, wow, look, it's very striking. It's very colourful. I think it's the title song, Riding Rainbows, and the look of the album is very sort of uplifting, which I think in these times that we're still going through, that's what we need.
A bit of optimism.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm a big fan of, like album artwork and stuff. You don't see so much of it these days, do you? As years ago, the artwork were always really good and stuff, but lately it's just kind of like the band name, and that's on a white label or a black label or whatever. So it's nice to see some good artwork.
We'll hope we're getting on vinyl. That would be when it really show out.
Yeah,
get it on vinyl. So that's a plan for the future.
Yeah, I love artwork too, and we had a couple of. I thought we had a great one with ELO, Out of the Blue.
Yeah,
it was really. I thought that was great artwork, and but few and far between. But it's great when you see a great artwork on an album.
Yeah,
and I think with Riding Rainbows, we've got one of a goodie.
Yep, let's hope everyone likes it.
Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah. I've listened to the title track because that's on Spotify, so I've had a good listen to that this afternoon. It's nice. I like it. It's a really good song.
Thank
you. I look forward to hearing the rest of them now. So
great.
So we're gonna have to order the CD.
Yeah, the CD. Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it?
That's it. But, so your first band then was Enigma. Was that the name of your band that you started with?
That's the name of the school band. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the teacher, the music teacher, was sort of the leader of the band, but he was only a few years older than we were. Perhaps 3 years older, because we were in sixth form. And typical sort of couple of guitars and vocals, very, very folky at the time. Yeah. And we won a competition at Butlins. We went to Butlins, and the prize was a recording contract at Morgan Music in London. So that sort of started us off. And then, as school bands do, a couple of them were going off to teachers' training college and different jobs, apprenticeships. And there was 3 of us remaining and looking for other musicians. So we got a couple of other local Birmingham guys that had been doing the circuit, and Quill was born.
Excellent. So how did you form the name? Where did that come from?
Well, that was actually by the guy who ran Morgan Music, Monty Babson. We hadn't got a name, and we were trying to think of something. He said, "What's that feather? Quill. Oh, that sounds quite good." And when you write it, it looks quite strong. It's quite strong image, and it stuck.
Excellent.
So when you first started, didn't you spell it KWIL?
For about 6 months we spelled it.
Okay.
Yeah, but we soon realised that it looked much better written as it should be.
yeah, I was going to say. Yeah, I saw it earlier on your single. So
yeah, especially with these days, because nobody'd ever find you because you
yeah. It's crazy, isn't it? But how's because you started a TV show, didn't you? Quill Connect?
We did that through lockdown, and that's been really great fun as well. I don't know if you've seen any of them, but we've just actually finished our Christmas show today.
Yeah.
So we're in the studio today. But over the last, this is our 5th one, we've had some great fun. We had special guests, and the one that springs to mind straight away was, do you remember Phil Cool?
Yeah.
He did one with us on a Zoom on a lockdown Saturday, and we've not had so much fun, and we were just laughed. It was just hilarious because he came on and he did Johnny Cash and
Paul McCartney. The guy is, and he's retired. He hasn't set foot on stage in about 7 years, and we went up to see him and his wife Beverly.
After this,
after a few months ago.
Friends.
We've become pals since. What a lovely fella, and he's unlike anybody else. He's got like this elastic face. Which
You can't, in front of your eyes, he morphs into this other person, and he just looks like Paul McCartney. Doesn't he?
With just a little glance of his head, and he's certainly become and Mick Jagger he was, and
Brian Ferry,
and
and he's the one in our little show, and as I say, it was a hoot, and so yes, it's been good fun.
It's worth watching Quill Connect. You've only to watch Phil Cool actually.
Yes.
He was great. He was so good, and we're hoping to get more guests.
Andy Fairweather did one with us, didn't he?
Yeah, Andy was great.
Yeah.
He came in. He drove in from Cardiff, because I know in Wales it's been really tricky. You weren't allowed out of Wales, basically.
No, that's right.
He couldn't get across the bridge, so eventually he was allowed out. So, and of all days that he picked, it was a Friday, and it was pouring down with rain, and it took him something like 6 hours to drive from Cardiff to our studio in Tamworth. And he arrived and he was
so tired,
so
fed up.
I bet.
But he turned himself round with a mug of tea, and in half an hour, he
did a great performance.
He did a great performance, and we videoed him as well, and he looked great doing it. And we're hoping, I think it would work well with Quill and Andy Fairweather's Lowriders. Would be a really nice film. I think it would work well together.
Great to be good. Yeah.
Why don't you get your old pal Jasper on there then?
Oh, we'll get Jasper on. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
I'd love to get him on, but I got turned down by his management.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, they said he was too busy. So.
Well, he has been, in fairness. So has Bev. With the tour, it's been pretty full on.
Yeah.
Jasper, but he doesn't do much. To be, they don't feel offended because he doesn't.
No, I know he doesn't do much. No, I know. I thought you meant he doesn't do much then, but.
Jasper and I did one interview before the tour started. I remember the weather, we were at the Belfry Golf Club, and we were outside in a lovely sunny day. And that interview was that was it.
Yeah.
Tour,
Yeah. I mean, have you got any shows left on the tour, or is it all finished now?
There's no more Jasper ones left.
Okay.
But
we're just about to start.
So we did 22 shows, I think. And the last one was only three nights ago.
Yeah.
But now we've got a few Christmas shows who've come out.
Yeah. Five of December, isn't it? Yeah. Five shows during December, I think, and then you've got some more starting again in February. Then
they're all around the Midlands.
Yeah.
That's why we're hoping we can have some success with the album. I mean, my dream is just to be able to go to, 500 seaters, and just be able to play our music like we do in the Midlands, but all around the country. Maybe get into Europe. Who knows?
Yeah.
And we've got a good PR company behind us now.
Yes. Very, very pleased.
Who set you guys up?
Yeah.
Like earlier today, we were talking to a station in Melbourne, and she said, "Oh, I love the album. When are you coming to Australia?"
Brilliant.
We'd love to come to Australia, but
we've got to get some people buying the album first.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you need to get some cash behind you.
Yeah. Need a good promoter to get us out there and see what. That's why we love being, on stage.
Yeah. A lot of musicians say the same, really. I mean, they'd rather be performing than anything else, That's where your heart is.
Yeah. No, joy on stage is something else. I mean, she's fantastic.
Well, I really like your hair, Joy. I got to be honest.
Oh, thank you.
Did you have that done especially for me, or?
Of course.
Yeah.
Because there's a new band at the moment called the Hot Damn. I don't know if you've heard of them.
No.
It's an all-girl band, and I was just thinking about it, and I think you just look like you belong in the Hot Damn, to be honest.
All right, I'll have to look them up then.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I mean,
I'll have a look at them.
yeah, well, yeah.
Where are they from? Where are they from?
I think they're from all over as well.
Yeah, they are, yeah.
Jill, the lead singer Jill, is Scottish, but the rest of the girls are from all over because they said they live 200 miles apart. So it's like you said, it's been a nightmare trying to get together. One for COVID and then just geography as well.
That is a long way apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't live in Scotland, does she? She's
not
Scottish,
sure.
but she doesn't live in
I'm
Scotland.
not sure where she lives now.
No, I think two of the girls live in Essex, she said.
You accuse me of stalking all our guests all the time anyway, so I'm trying to...
Well, you did stalk her for a bit. I think she lives around Manchester area, maybe. I can't remember, to be honest. We had her on the show, but
They're so far apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that you do need to get together occasionally.
yeah. Well, they're just about to go on tour with
Just Coda.
the Dust Coda. Yeah, I don't know if you've heard of them.
Oh, yeah, I do know that name.
Yeah, I think they're a London-based band, aren't they, Dave?
Yeah.
But it's been such weird times, and the charity single I played on that, Let There Be Drums. The money was I mean it's been bad enough for us in the music, in the musicians.
Yeah.
We've had in the album, we've done stuff in the Quill Connect TV shows, but the people that have really suffered, I mean the crew, and these are really important guys, and at least that the Don Powell band has Let There Be Drums, which has sold well. All monies raised have gone towards those all the
road crew,
sound guys, the lighting guys, and some of them are so good, so good.
Shows don't happen without them.
No, they don't, and they haven't. They literally haven't. They went 18 months without doing anything whatsoever.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, sadly, have become taxi drivers and stuff,
flipping burgers.
That's it. The government wanted everybody to retrain, didn't they?
Yeah.
Jokers, aren't they, right in the beginning?
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? It's like...
Well, they didn't support the industry, did they? The government didn't support the music industry.
Hard. Very, very hard.
Yeah. It's the same with music venues as well. I know a lot of music venues have really struggled, and unfortunately, quite a few of them have closed. But it's been a tough time, hasn't it?
Hope they all open up again.
Yeah, that's right. But to be fair, I mean, I've mentioned it a few times. Kind of like the one thing that keeps you going during that is music. So I probably listened to more music during COVID and lockdown than I ever have done, and I've come across a lot more bands as well. As a result of doing these podcasts. There's so many bands that I've come across, and thankfully, guys like yourselves are still going and producing music, because I know that a lot of bands have folded as well as a result of it, unfortunately.
Yeah, and people have. I think a lot of people have got back into music. Maybe people that had forgotten how important it is in your life, And
well, it is. I mean, music can be.
They're not spending the money on concerts because they're not. A long time they didn't go anywhere. So they can buy Riding Rainbows.
That's to be fair. That's what I've been doing. So where I haven't been going to concerts, I've been buying CDs and T-shirts and stuff like that instead. Do you know what I mean? So that's what it's all about, isn't it? So that's how we support these guys, really, innit? Rather than watching them or listening to them on Spotify and Apple and everything, buy their CD and get a T-shirt on and promote them a bit, isn't it?
Yeah. All right, guys.
One thing I wanted to mention was I read that you've been inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2017 as well, Bev.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, which was a fantastic honour. Really terrific. I couldn't go at the time. I've got an open invitation to visit and see my plaque or whatever was up there. So we're planning to go, but as soon as it becomes half a reasonable idea to fly to America, which
that'd be great.
hopefully will be sometime next year.
Yeah. Maybe you can get a residency in Vegas.
Hey.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be bad, would it?
That would be something nice.
Yeah. You got some contacts, Ted?
No, I don't know.
I've got lots of people to catch up with.
In Vegas?
Even go back to when I started way back in '63, Denny Lane. We're planning to go and see Denny Lane, who lives in Florida. So, and then there's loads more people too. I've got friends in LA and New York. So, yeah.
Fingers crossed then.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Fingers crossed.
Everything goes okay next year.
Yeah.
We'll start doing that. Brilliant.
Well, I've got a section on the show. It's a new section. It's called the Word Police.
I forgot about this.
See, David?
Yeah, I forgot about this.
I don't know how you feel about the word police, of people saying things you can and can't say.
Oh, right.
Okay.
I'm not going to be offensive, don't worry.
What's the first time for everything?
Well, I've got some really nice guests on today, so just put you aside, Dave. But I looked up some words today that have been banned, and this word came out, and I couldn't actually believe it, to be honest. It is the word dialect.
Dialect has been banned.
The word dialect has been banned, and it's been banned as ethnocentric.
I always use that word.
Well, the thing is, and do you know what they said you've got to replace it with?
What's that?
Language. But you can't replace dialect with language. It doesn't work.
We all speak the English language, but we all say it in a different
way, which is a dialect. Yeah. How crazy is that?
Dialect everywhere now.
Yeah.
Dialect.
Well,
you need to work that into a new song.
Well, I've got quite a lot of Welsh in me because my great granddad was Welsh, so it's Bevan the drum, isn't it? See?
Yeah. But I mean, you're from Birmingham, I guess.
Birmingham's more like Aussie, talks like
yeah. And I mean, the whole of England and Wales is made up of dialects.
Yeah, so many.
You've got the Geordies, the Brummies, the EastEnders, the West Enders.
I narrated my very good friend Tony Iommi's book, Iron Man.
Okay.
So the book's great, but you can also download me being Tony.
The talking book.
The talking book.
Yeah.
Tony didn't want to do it, so he said, he asked me to do it.
Okay.
And I loved it. But there's lots of dialects in there. I'm trying to be Australian,
Yeah.
South African, or American.
Brummie, of course.
And Brummie, so we like Aussie and stuff.
Nice.
And but the only one I couldn't get was Tony's beautiful wife, Maria. He's Swedish.
Okay.
And there were some lines where I had to pretend to be Maria, and I just ended up sounding like that Swedish chef.
Oh, of the Muppets.
So I just couldn't do it.
No,
but I had to kind of rewrite it so Maria didn't actually speak.
Yeah. Has she got a deep husky voice like yourself, though, Bev?
Pick it up, Iron Man. Give it a listen.
It's great on a journey. It really is.
It's good on a journey, especially in lockdown.
Yeah, the good stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I said, has she got a deep husky voice like yourself, though, Maria?
No. Very genuine. She's beautiful.
Yeah, she's lovely. And we're going to see him next week, in fact. Yeah.
Are you? Oh,
nice.
I was going to say, we've got no chance of getting Tony on the podcast if he doesn't like to talk.
I'll have a word. You never know. Tony's a lovely guy, and actually, although he never says a word on stage, my knowledge, as I said before, he's never said a word on stage.
Yeah.
When you do get him to, when he's interviewed, He's fantastic. He's very chatty,
Okay,
very
cool.
knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Got some great stories, and he might come on because he's got a brand new fragrance perfume.
Oh, is he?
Okay.
Yeah. Well, they've just launched it.
They've just
On
launched
Bev's
it.
birthday, they launched the perfume.
Yeah,
And
it's called Scent of Metal or something like that.
yeah.
And
I hope it doesn't smell like metal.
no, it's beautiful, and it's very expensive.
Incredibly expensive.
Incredibly expensive, but it's the bottle is amazing. So he at the moment he's trying to promote this new.
And he's written a song. I think the first song he's written in 8 years. I think he said in the newspaper.
It's the first one that's been released.
Been released.
And it's been released as.
And there's a video that goes with it. It's really fantastic.
Excellent.
Isn't it? Yeah,
really excellent.
I'm sure you'll see it at some point.
Yeah. We get hold of it.
Look up Tony Iommi's new single, and it's a great video. And Maria, his wife, is actually in it as a ghost.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Enjoy.
Yeah, great. All right, great stuff.
Right.
Would you be interested in doing another podcast about drummers?
About drummers.
Yeah. Well, we have a friend who's got a podcast called Drum for the Song, and you know the band Motorhead.
Yeah.
You know Phil Campbell.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually his son Dane. He's the drummer in Phil Campbell's band.
Right.
And he's got a podcast called Drum for the Song Podcast, where he only interviews drummers.
Okay.
So, yeah, if you'd like to do that, I'll just send you a link and...
Yeah, do please. Yeah. There's a lot of us out there.
Yeah. He's had some great drummers on.
They sort of stick together, drummers, don't they? It's really great. They all seem to get on well, and
Drummers. I think we're a bit like goalkeepers. You're in a football team, but the goalkeeper is always like not quite one of the team. He's like doing his own thing. I think drummers are a bit like that because it's happened to me since. I'm not that musical, and I've spent 50 odd years now at rehearsals, and it still happens to this day, where you're rehearsing a song, and the guitarist or the keyboard player will say, "Hey, we'll take it from the A minor," and I go, "Yeah, okay." No idea what they're talking about. But I must catch up.
Yeah, I work with a guy. He's the same, but he plays guitar. And he's been playing guitar now for 30 years, but he couldn't tell you the names of the chords he plays. Yeah. He hasn't got a clue.
Natural.
Yeah, he just plays them, and he's like, and now he's out. Now he's actually started having lessons, and they're teaching him the names of the chords. But he's like, I don't know the names of the chords. I just play it.
Oh, it sounds good. That's the most
yeah, crazy. But
I think all the great guitarists I work with, Tony, Woody, Jeff, they're not really into that at all.
Reading.
None of them read music. That's just
yeah. I mean, I suppose if you pick a guitar or any instrument at a young age, and you're passionate about it, I suppose you can learn it fairly well.
Absolutely.
I mean, especially as well with you, Joe, with your voice. I mean,
I wanted a gig last minute with the George Holland band. I was calling really late because their drummer had been taken ill, and I was thrown in at the deep end, like in a rehearsal before the show, a TV show on the night. And they gave me all this music. Here's your music, and I said, I'm sorry, I don't read music. And I think the rest of George Holland band went, oh dear. And I said, don't worry about me, I'll be fine. I just run the song twice and I've got it. And it worked, and then, but there is a bit of snobbery about
Jules. All right, got anything else, Dave?
No, that's it for me, I think. Thank you.
All right, cool. Well, it's been lovely to speak to you guys.
It's been lovely to speak to you.
You too.
It's been fun.
Good luck with the show, and
Thank you.
Oh,
And
thank you.
good luck with your album.
Thank you.
And
Yeah,
we'll-
I look forward to listening to it.
Word for us.
Riding Rainbows,
If
Quill.
they go on our website, obviously.
Great
Yeah.
Christmas present.
Yeah, we'll put all your links up anyway for your
Yes.
website and everything.
Appreciate
And
it.
I'll actually put some links. Well, I'll actually put some videos in this video.
Great.
You know, from the movie Hello and now to Quill.
Excellent.
Maybe
Thank
some old Quill stuff if I can find some.
you.
Mhm.
You could put some Guardians of the Galaxy in it because Mr. Blue Sky's on that, isn't it?
Oh, yes, that's right.
With Groot dancing.
Galaxy.
Yes,
Guys
that's
on,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that shows that those films have definitely brought back some music to a younger
I
audience.
know.
Yeah.
Great.
It is fantastic, really. Isn't
Yeah, it's cracking music on them shows. Really, not shows, films.
Movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it? That's brilliant.
Okay, cool. All right, thanks.
Okay.
Thanks for
thank
speaking
you.
to us. It's been a pleasure.
Coming on.
What, yeah?
Thank you. And hey, don't change your hair, Joy.
I won't.
Hot
What's that film again?
The Hot Dam.
damn.
God damn.
Okay, I'll have a look at them.
Have a look at them. Yeah, they got a single out called Dancer. I think they're releasing a new single Friday. Was it?
Yes, there's a new one coming out there.
Send me the drum link and we'll do that soon.
I will. I'll email it over to you now before I forget.
Fantastic.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Take care, guys. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
I'm shining my innocence. I'm taking the blue.